Hello and welcome back to another Stitches and Scribbles tutorial. Today we're going to be making some knit coasters using the log cabin knitting method. I have 3 colors of my Hirschner's worsted 8 yarn here. You could substitute with Red Heart Super Saver or any similar acrylic yarn. You could even use scrap yarn to make these if you want to. I just wanted to make mine in some holiday colors. You're going to start with the color that's going to be the center of your log cabin square, so I'm going to start with my variegated yarn. Start with a slip knot as always, and I'm using 4mm needles, but you can adjust your needle size to your yarn size. I'm going to cast on 15 stitches today. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You can make yours larger or smaller if you wish. Next, what I'm going to do is just to knit until I have a square, so knitting all rows all the way across until I have a square piece of fabric. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish my little knit square off camera because I'm just doing a basic knit stitch all the way until my square is completed. Alright, since I now have a complete square, I'm just going to do a normal bind off. So if you haven't seen it before, you knit 2 stitches, pull the first stitch over the second one, and continue that across the whole row. Alright, and once that's done, you're just going to cut your yarn off, pull it through that final loop, and you have finished your square. You could stop here or make a slightly bigger square and still have a perfectly nice coaster, but we're going to add another technique to make this even more unique. So I'm going to grab my second yarn color. I'm going to start with red, and I'm going to join it on by tying a square knot and trying to make that knot as close to that corner as I possibly can. Now we're going to pick up stitches along the side of our knitted work. So I'm going to insert my needle into that first stitch, wrap the yarn, and pull it under and out, just like you would on a normal knit stitch. So basically we're using this needle the way that we would normally use a right hand needle, and we're treating the work like our second hand needle. When I'm going in on a side edge, I pick up stitches in between those bump rows that are caused by the end of the knit stitch to make it really easy to see what I'm doing. So insert that needle, wrap, go under and off. Insert into the next row, wrap, under and off. And continue that across. Got all the way to the corner. The side is actually probably the hardest place to pick up stitches. We're going to be doing pick up stitches after we finish these couple rows along all 4 edges. On the bottom and the top it's really easy because you already have those clear stitches from your cast on and cast off, but now you've done the side section, which is the hardest part. I'm going to do 3 or 4 rows on each side and then tie off my yarn and pick up stitches along the next side. So I'm going to do my first 2 sides in red and my second 2 sides in green, and I'll show you what it looks like when I finished the 1 red stripe. Alright, and here's what it looks like when I have finished those 4 rows. When you do your cast off, you want to make sure you're casting off in the same direction so that you can go all the way around the square. So where my final loop is for the cast off is on the same side that I would want to start my next pickup row. Since I'm using the same color for the next row, I'm actually going to leave that final loop on and just start picking up stitches the same way that I did before. So I'm going in between those rows for the red section, just like I did on the side. And then once I get to my multicolored yarn, I'm just going to use those loops that come from the cast on stitch. Alright, and then you're going to do the same number of rows for each side section so that you have a nice border all the way around, and I will show you the finished product in just a minute. Alright, and here is the finished coaster. This probably took me about 45 minutes to make, so you could easily make a set of them in a weekend or over a couple weeknights while you're watching episodes of TV shows or whatever it is you do in the evening to relax. I am absolutely in love with this design. I think these are so cute, and they would also be really cute in other color combinations so that you could actually make it to match your living room or wherever you're going to keep these and use these. You can always use the colors of the decorations in that room, but I like the holiday colors for a little bit of Christmas spirit. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!